next topic. So it was announced this week as film nations are starting to think about film production and start getting back to business. Obviously, some of the Asian countries are at they're stepping into that as we speak. So good news out of all this mess is that Wong Kar-Wai is actually delving into the on off again Blossoms project. So that's really encouraging. So what were your impressions about hearing that news? And also, it's worth mentioning that Wong Kar-Wai would probably have been filming in March and taking a small break to come to Cannes to show off the 4K restoration of In the Mood for Love. So what does it say about filmmaking conditions, and what can we learn from this production?
Uh, I mean, we are seeing productions open up in different pockets. So we have, I believe, Spain is opening up, and Iceland, South Korea, some other European countries as well. I mean, for me, it's just thrilling to know that Wong Kar-Wai is finally going to get production mounted. But like anything else in this time, like who knows if it'll be delayed again if there's another wave of infections or whatnot. Um, and the other thing is too, it's like it's great that we have another film from him, but as we know, his productions take a long time, so it could be a while before we see the film. The other intriguing element is that he's working. So the film Blossoms is based on a book, and so he's working on the feature film, but he's also producing a television series version uh, of the same material. So it'll be interesting to see how these two projects complement each other, if they'll be related at all. Um, but either way, it's exciting that we have, essentially two new projects from the director. So, and I guess Restored in the Mood for Love to hold us over for now until we see it. So good
Yes.
times.
What is interesting about this specific project is if you go into the nuts and bolts of it, it's during two time periods. It presents a Shanghai of before and a Shanghai of after, but via a pathway that where we go into the U.S. So perhaps this filmmaker who has no issue in working with long lapses. We know the stories between 2046, the Grandmaster as well, and he took his Malick-like time to dig into the editing process and the post process. But it'll be interesting to see at what juncture, the U.S. is probably not going to open up for a while, and so I'm curious to see how that'll be put into place.
Yeah, it's a tricky thing. I think everyone is eager to get back to work, but it also, the other thing to think about is the conditions in place. What does it mean for the kinds of films that can be made? If the sets have to be small, does this mean that we're going to see a boom in the kind of mid-budget, smaller dramas and things that have sort of been siphoned out of the studio system? Are they going to invest in those now because they can't get like 500 Avengers together on a set? Who can say? So it'll be interesting. But
So
again, it's all contingent on just the health of humanity, essentially. So um, cautiously optimistic, but we can't really take it for granted either.
hi, I'm Eric Lavallée. I'm editor-in-chief and site owner for IONCINEMA.com, and this is
Kevin Jagernauth, contributing writer for the playlist.
and together we are IndieSponge.